So I have filled the water now in the water tank. So I filled the water in the water tank. As you can see, I filled the raw water tank, but I did not fill the concentrated water tank. I'll fit that onto the machine now, and we can go through the functionality of the machine. So to fit it into the machine, remember, you just hang the two lever in the two openings on the machine as I showed you previously. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. The machine is now fitted in place, and then I've covered it. That's the cover. I covered it. Now I can show you the functionalities of the machine. So first of all, I'm going to grab a cup because we'll need a cup to take water from the machine. Here we go. So I've got a cup here, and so first step is to switch on the machine. You long press the power button, and once you do that, the machine comes on. So it was on standby. Once you long press it, it comes on. So once it comes on, it will show you TDS, as you can see here. It says TDS. TDS is total dissolved solid. It gives you an indication of how much the total dissolved solid in your water. So it gives an indication of what is dissolved in your water. Essentially, whether it is organic material, whether it is dirt, all dissolved in your water, it gives you a reading of your total dissolved solid, TDS, on the machine. So that tells you if your water is dirty or relatively okay. The higher the TDS reading, the contaminated your water could be, the more contaminated your water could be. However, if the TDS reading is low, it shows it gives a good indication of a good quality water to drink. But you can check like ranges, acceptable ranges. We'll put that on the Vosondo website as well. But it varies again, depending on your location, on the quality of water that you are putting into the machine. So here because there's already an internal water tank, so an internal water tank in the machine, there's already some water that was previously in the internal water tank because I've used the machine prior to this moment. So it's giving me the indication of the TDS reading of the water that is already in the tank. And that water also, it has actually factored in the magnesium, the mineralization that had already happened, the calcium, magnesium, potassium that had already been introduced to the water through the alkaline filter. So here I've got a TDS of 30, and that is including the minerals that had already been added to the water. So the next button here you've got is the wash button. You usually will use the wash button when you, for example, the first time you receive your machine, you should wash the machine. So you press the wash button and that should wash the machine, the internal water tank of the machine. The wash button is an automatic cleansing of the internal water tank. So when you receive your machine, you press that, you add water to the machine, it will wash the internal water tank for you. And also in a situation where you haven't used the machine for a period of time, For example, you traveled for a couple of weeks or months. If you come back and you want to start using your machine, it's recommended that you wash the internal water tank to get rid of all the residual water that had been stuck in the machine before you can start using it again. So the next button here is the filter span button. This button here tells you when your filter is ready to be changed. So when the filter is ready to be changed, there are 3 filters here, 1, 2, 3. This one is the CF filter, number 1. 2 is the reverse osmosis filter, just in the order that it is placed inside the machine. And then number 3 is the carbon filter. So if any of those filter flashes red at any time, the machine is telling you that it is time to change that filter. So it's the IoT smart features that tells you when your filter is due to be changed. And coming on to this side, you've got the hydrogen button here. You've got the hydrogen button. You press that button, it start making instant hydrogen. You start making instant hydrogen to add extra hydrogen to your water. And this hydrogen is, when you drink the hydrogen-rich water, it will bind to, free radicals in your body and is able to reduce oxidative stress and give you all the health benefit that hydrogen-rich water will give you. In another video, I will talk to you about hydrogen-rich water. So here we've got the ambient. Ambient is just, you press ambient to get, room temperature water, so that the temperature of the water that comes using the ambient is going to basically be the same temperature as that of your environment where you are, essentially. And then you have the cold button. When you press the cold button, that gives you cold water. And then here you have three levels of hot water. So you've got the very hot water. If you press the very hot water, you get instant, like within 2 seconds, you will get boiling water at 100 degrees centigrade. And then if you press the low button, you will get relatively hot water at 85 degrees centigrade. When you press the medium hot, you will get hot water at 90 degrees centigrade. So this is essentially helpful whether you're making baby formula, whether you're making tea, coffee, you can choose the right temperature and it gives you this water within 2 to 3 seconds. I'll show you, once you press that button, your water starts boiling immediately. And this is powered by the heating technology, is powered by rare earth heating technology, while the cooling technology is powered by semiconductor cooling technology. The next button we have here is the lock button. This is a safety button that basically automatically locks the machine to make sure that, in a home where you have children, so they don't go and press the hot water and, basically spill water and could even harm themselves. So that lock button is a safety feature that you've got to unlock before the machine starts dispensing hot water. So you've got 2 buttons here, small cup and big cup. These 2 buttons gives you quantitative amount of water. So for example, if you needed small water, you press small and it gives you like half the cup of water. And then when you press big cup, it gives you like a full cup. This is useful in the sense that, for example, you wanted to get water from your tap from the machine and you're speaking to somebody or you're cooking or you're doing something else, you can just press that button, small cup, and it dispenses the water and stops by itself. You don't need to run to come to the machine to switch off the machine. Or if you wanted the big cup, you can put a big cup and press big and it gives you big, it fills the cup for you. And once the cup is filled, it's going to stop by itself. So this is quite useful to give you quantitative amount of water as you need. So now I've already showed you ambient. So once you press ambient, you press this button, it start giving you water. So this water is at 25 degrees. As you can see, its ambient temperature, it shows you 25 degrees. And then when you press cold water, it cools. And it will give you, at this point, cold water. And the cold water will be around about 10 degrees cold water. And then when you press the hydrogen button, as you can see, once you press hydrogen button, you can start to see the machine make instant hydrogen. And that is shown in the hydrogen bubbles. You can view this via the visualization window of the machine. It starts to make instant hydrogen, which is being added to your water. And so now we have hydrogen. I can also press the hot. Let me show you how fast the hot water works. So once you press hot, sorry, you've got to unlock it first and press hot. So it's hot now, and it's already showing 100 degrees. So it's already giving you, oops, sorry, it stops because you got to do this quick. So it's 100 degrees now, and watch how fast the water will be, how fast you're going to see steam. It's 100 degrees. As you can see, steam is already coming out. You can see steam.